Down, down, down.
I don't know what you're doing, but please, for the love of God, stop with that singing bullshit, beat making. What's up, everybody? Welcome back for another episode of Almost Athletes. It's your boy Mike and your boy Chris, aka Elvis. I'm here in New
Hola,
York. Elvis is in
Indiana.
Indiana. And we are back for another episode to talk about some sports. We're going to talk about some not issues, but things that have happened in the sports world. Actually, we're going to talk about some issues.
There's issues, yeah.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the sports world. Some things that we're going to talk about today. Golf, like usual, because we're both golfers. We're going to talk about football, college, and professional today. And we are going to talk about Chris's favorite topic, which is Dave Portnoy getting banned. All
I
right,
was wondering where you're
let's
going
kick
with
it.
that.
Yeah, let's kick it off. We're going to talk about our first topic today. We're going to talk about preseason NFL football. Now, some of you have witnessed this, some of you have might not have. But Jaguars kicker on August 9th in one of the preseason game hit a 70-yard field goal. Now the funny thing is, it counted
Technically
because it was
doesn't
in.
count.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it counted because it was a preseason game, but technically it doesn't really count because it's not a quote unquote official game. But the unique thing about this 70-yard field goal, and it wasn't even like close. I mean, it cleared the crossbars by a lot.
Yeah, he probably
Uh,
could have hit 71, maybe 72.
oh yeah, he definitely could have. He definitely could have. Give you a little bit of background. Cam Little, he was drafted in the 2024 draft. He went to Arkansas. I thought this was a little funny though because when he at Arkansas, he literally didn't miss an extra point his entire time. He made every extra point while he was at Arkansas. Granted, Arkansas has had up and down years while he was there, but he still went to Arkansas. Got drafted in 2024. I believe it was in the sixth round. Also, he was the youngest kicker to ever be drafted in the NFL. Chris, did you see or watch a video of this kick?
Oh, yeah, I saw it a few times. It's insane. And especially since, like, he's not a tall dude. Like, he's a short guy. And
Mm-hmm.
he's somehow managed to generate a shit ton of power in 3 steps. Because Justin Tucker is not a small person. He's the longest was 66 before this.
Yep.
He's not a tiny person. He's like six something. This guy, his name's Cam Little, and he's little. I mean, he's not a big dude. I have to look up his height, but
What did you play a play on word? His name's Cam Little. He is little,
but yeah,
just
I'm
like you.
surprised. I'm surprised. I mean, it's crazy. The thing that I mean, obviously, the reason why it didn't count is because you can go for a 70-yard field goal in preseason, but having that kind of confidence because you get really good field position if you miss.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, 100%. So a couple of things. One, in my perspective, if I don't know about anybody out there. I don't know in high school or in college or when you're messing around on a football field, if you ever tried to kick a football, let's say if it's 20 yards, 30 yards, 25 yards, whatever the case is. I did this in high school. It's been years since I've last did it, but I did it in high school. I think I drilled about a 55, almost 60-yard field goal. Um, it's not as hard as people make. No, I'm just messing around. It is extremely hard. It's impressive. If you want to know how hard it is, I believe College Game Day with Pat McAfee does it I think it's every Saturday, where they invite fans to kick a field goal. And you want to see how bad people are just
oh
on a
my God,
daily
that's
basis? The funniest one I actually saw was one of the students belted like three people three
oh
feet
yeah, you
away
just
from
totally
them. They
nailed
hooked him,
somebody. Yeah, yeah,
nailed them.
yeah.
But this is extremely difficult. But the thing that I don't know, like, because what bothers me here is so there's a new rule in the NFL. It's called the cable rule. I don't know, Chris, if you heard about this, which in the past, players had to break in the football on the day of the game. However, this year, kickers are allowed to bring in already broken in footballs.
Hmm.
So I don't know if that played a part. I don't know if it had a massive impact? I would assume it did because if you're like Tom Brady and you deflate balls, you get better grips. But the reality of the situation is still an incredible feat. Chris, have you ever tried to kick a football? You ever gone to a football field and try to
Yeah,
kick some
I
field
was a
goals?
soccer player, and all my friends played football, so I always tried to make attempts. It's not easy. It's actually a lot harder to kick it and get it up over the offensive line, and
Hmm.
also distance. That's not something that you can just like kind of do.
Well, let
Um,
me let me ask you a question. How far was the furthest ball that you ever kicked?
Not very far. I mean, I can kick the ball pretty far, but not. I'm making a field goal. That's a two
No,
different
that's a good
things.
point.
Yeah.
Dude, I remember kicking it and the toe because I kick it like you're not supposed to kick it
No.
on your toe. You're supposed to kick it on the side of your foot. Nah, I kicked it straight up, and I remember I think I broke like four of my toes. I think the only one that wasn't broke was my pinky toe. But yeah, this is kind of crazy though. Like I gotta be honest with you, it's crazy. You kicked the shit out of the football. I'm speaking all different languages. Guys, please forgive me. I'm currently drinking a White Claw, so I'm having issues speaking.
Yeah.
But
English isn't its first language today. It's
yeah,
okay.
it's my third. But yeah. Anyways, that the kick happened against, I believe it was the Pittsburgh
Steelers.
Steelers. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was the
That's
Steelers.
why I watched. I was watching the game, and I was like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah, well, you're I think one of like three people that watch preseason football, so it's pretty impressive to be honest with you.
Well,
Um,
when you do a sports podcast, sacrifices must be made.
Watching preseason. I do a
Hey.
sports podcast. I don't watch preseason
No, I always
to
go. I didn't
save
watch it
my life.
live. I went back and watched, like the game, like on YouTube or whatever afterwards. So
No, I gotcha. I gotcha.
yeah,
But yeah, so Cam Little, congrats on this kick. Great job. I'm looking forward to watching you during the regular season, see how you do. Also, I'm going to see if you can really actually kick it in the game. I want to see you break that record of 66.
yeah. I mean, I'm interested to see. I mean, Justin Tucker, I think, kind of really extended what was really feasible in the field goal range. And now, I mean, if 70 yards is within reach, kind of changes the game. We'll see if it's something that can be done consistently. But
Now,
um,
let me ask you a question. Now that he gets 70 yards, do you think a team will sign Justin Tucker back, even with all of his issues, to break that 70 yards?
the difference is Justin Tucker's our age. So, I
The
mean,
fuck do you mean by that?
I think he's 40. Um,
Yeah, we're
and
still young. Don't make it sound like we're old. Shut the hell up.
yeah, but compared to this kid, I mean, he's like what, 27, 26. I mean,
I
those
think
are
he's younger than that. I
yeah,
think he's younger
exactly
than
right.
that. Yeah.
I mean, that's a whole different world.
Yeah.
Yeah, Justin, I want to say he's a little bit younger than me, but older than you. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's a
No,
different. I don't see Justin Tucker coming back. Yeah. Plus,
well,
he
I
was
don't.
really struggling the last couple seasons.
Yeah.
So yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
I don't think he's coming back from those masseuse, if you know what I'm
yeah.
saying.
Plus the happy endings. Yeah, that doesn't really play well with 2025 fans.
We're not involved. We don't know if we got happy endings, but the evidence is clearly going in a certain direction based on news reports, to say the least. Masseuses.
Hey, Deshaun Watson's still playing, so you never know.
It's possible. Don't get me wrong, it's possible, but we probably will never see Justin Tucker in a Baltimore Ravens jersey ever again.
No, definitely not. That's not happening.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
Chris, let's go to our next topic, which everybody is dying to hear us
Dying to hear
talk
about.
about.
Oh yeah,
Let's
absolutely.
talk about the Ryder Cup while I take another sip. Actually, Chris, you lead us into this one.
So I'm really fascinated by this because Keegan is the captain, and you can see here he's in the top 10, so he's eligible. Um, didn't pick himself. He did not select himself as a Ryder Cup member. Obviously, he's the captain, so he's going to be involved. But it's weird. I kind of go back and forth. I went back and forth this a little bit when Tiger was at the end of his season when he was the captain. Everybody was talking about whether or not he was going to pick himself or whatever. And I feel like I feel like this kind of says a lot about Keegan. I mean, if he's willing to, I mean, because he's having a hell of, I mean, he's the last 2 seasons, Keegan Bradley has really come back. I mean, he's doing really well.
Yeah.
He kind of fell out there. The only time you ever saw him was on those kind of middle PGA games that nobody watches. But he's had a hell of a run. I'm I'm actually I think that says a lot about him that he, even though he's playing really well, he wants to focus on being the captain of the team. He doesn't want to you know meddle it up by playing, even though he'd probably be fine. I don't know. I like Keegan Bradley even more. I know he's from Boston, so it's hard.
Don't like him now.
He's a Boston guy. Uh, but yeah, I'm impressed by the character that he chose to not do it, not to play.
Yeah, so there's a couple things here. So just to give everybody like kind of an update on what the Ryder Cup is, it's a golf event which is basically like as you can see, it's Team Europe versus Team USA. So it's basically the best golfers or the ones that selected from Team Europe play against the ones that are selected from Team USA. It's based on rankings, standings, etc. Then the captain gets several picks that he picks to play as well. Um, it's a big thing every year. Now, the question, I don't want to say the question, but the big thing this year is it being played at Bethpage Black. Uh, Chris, have you ever heard about Bethpage Black by any chance?
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass golf course, is what it is.
I've played it twice actually. So
Hmm.
I've played it. So I'll give
So
you a
you let
funny.
it kick your ass twice, is what you're saying?
Actually, I played really well. I think I shot an 83 on it, but
Hmm.
I wasn't playing from the
From the
black.
tips, yeah.
So just to give you an idea, Bethpage Black is you have to hit a long ball. Like that's just the nature of it. There are holes that are so far back. Like I was playing from the blues and the black tees were like maybe 80, 90 yards back. Like it really was a different game. But I'll give you a great story. So I went to a charity event where I got invited to play on Bethpage Black and um, we get into our carts and we go to the starter hole and I'm driving the cart and the stupid caddy that was on the back of the cart's telling me where to go and he tells me to make a left across the fairway. Unfortunately, excuse me, I don't want to say unfortunately, I actually did it. I started to make a left onto the fairway. I started getting yelled at by the marshal. And I didn't know this, but Bethpage Black, it's a walk only course. You cannot take carts on it. They take meticulous care of the course. And while I was playing it, I mean, the conditions were just absolutely insane. So I almost got banned from the course because of that at a charity event. Oh, and by the way, just to let you know, the caddy wasn't from Bethpage. It was a caddy from a golf course completely in a different area of New York who did that. I just want to say thank you so much to that caddy. You really almost got me banned. I hate you. But let's go back to the Ryder Cup. So Justin Thomas, he ranked seventh overall in Ryder Cup standings. He's been there 3 times before. He has a record of 7-4-2. I think everybody knows Justin Thomas. It's either, he's one of the best golfers out there. He's a hit or miss lately. He's been hot one day, cold the other day. He has a good record in the Ryder Cup. Now, Colin Morikawa, everybody knows Colin, 4-3 and one in his 2 time that he participated in this event. He's eighth overall in the Ryder Cup standings. Uh, Ben Griffith has been playing in the last few months some of the best golf. Now, he's a rookie, never played in this before, so that's a red flag. Um, you also have a couple other players. You have Cameron Young, who's a rookie. Watched him play before. You have Patrick Cantley. You have and you have Sam Burns as well. You have a couple of known players, and then you have a couple players that people have no idea who the hell they are unless you're in the golf world. They're not the big names. I think the one interesting one was Bryson DeChambeau. I don't want to say it's interesting. I want to say he's deserved it. He's been playing lights out golf of recent, so he's going to be good. Who do you think is going to win this? Do you think Team Europe or you think Team USA have a better chance of winning it this year?
I mean, I'm never gonna pick. I'm never gonna pick against Team USA. So, um, yeah.
I would consider you a traitor if you did. I'm gonna go Team USA, but the Team USA, I think the last one hasn't performed. The last time they played, it was actually like a blowout. I always have to go with the Team USA 100%, just because that's the nature of how I feel.
Of course.
Um, it's always the way it happens. But who do you think is going to be the individual player that you think is going to play really well?
Um, I think people might find out who Chris Gotterup is after this Ryder Cup. I think he's playing really well. Obviously, JJ Spawn, we know who he is now. Won't be surprised there. Scotty. I would, it would be, obviously it's not going to happen, but I would watch every minute of the Ryder Cup without fail if Scotty Scheffler and DeChambeau were paired together.
Oh, that would be great.
If they
That
if
would
they
be,
were paired together, I would be like glued to the screen the whole time.
hey,
It'd be so
can
much fun to watch.
can you do me a favor and go back to the other graphic?
I can, good sir.
Yeah,
Since you asked so nicely.
yeah. I just want to let you know that is the wrong graphic
No,
because
it's
that's the
way
way
too
too
early.
early.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't notice
Yeah.
that part when I picked it first.
Get your shit together, bro.
Sorry,
Um,
terrible producer. I apologize.
Horrible, horrible. So I just want to give everybody a little update. So Ryder Cup happens every 2 years. Europe has basically, of recent, has really been dominating it, and it's hasn't been really close, to say the least, in some of these wins. I think this year it's going to be very competitive, actually. I think you'll see the Team USA, just by the names and the players, I think they have a better chance of winning this year. I'm going to pick them. But I think overall, from the players, I think the USA will probably prevail. Um, it's gonna be an interesting one, to be honest with you. It's gonna be an interesting one because Beth Page,
It's not an easy course. Yeah, it's a tough course.
it's 7,400 yards.
Well,
Anybody that plays,
the thing about that 7,400 yards is misleading, right? Because the longest course is Torrey South, right, and 77 something. But Torrey's a par 72. Beth Page is a par 71. So like, there's one less par five out there, and that makes it long. That means there's a par four out there. That means
there's
there's a couple par fours out there that are nutty. If it's a par 71 and still that long. So there's a couple holes
yeah.
out there where a bogey is like a fucking dream.
So there's a par four that's 478. There's a par four that's 502 yards.
Yeah, there's the one right there, 502. That's a
There's
long
another
ass
there's
par
a
four.
there's another par four that's 501 yards. I
Yeah.
think I almost got a hole in one on that one
Uh
personally
huh.
last
Yeah, of
time I
course.
played it.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah, you hit
Dude,
the
I
cart path off a sprinkler head,
dude, you
off
can
of someone
call me,
pelican picked it up and then flew it on the green. Yeah, yeah, totally.
dude, yeah, call me Happy Gilmore, okay? I was crushing them.
Chances are
Um,
pretty good. You have to be fucking wasted ass drunk to call you Happy Gilmore, but that's fine. Yeah.
Anyways, stop criticizing me. But yeah, so make sure you check it out. The Ryder Cup. Root for Team USA. I think it's going to be competitive. If you're going to the event, good luck. Because the parking and the way that the course is set up, it is a travesty, to be honest. So have some fun, enjoy yourself, and let's go USA.
Team USA all the way.
Absolutely, always 100%. All right,
All
we're
right,
gonna
time for
switch it.
Fuckstick McGee.
We're gonna talk a little bit about this because Dave Portnoy came out and said that. All right, Dave Portnoy came out and said that he was barred from going to Ohio State versus Texas's game, uh, based on his past comments about Ohio State. If you don't know who Dave Portnoy is, he is the owner and founder of Barstool Sports, and I think it's Barstool now. Anyways, So he's a huge personality. He's a University of Michigan graduate. He has talked about Ohio State in the negative light for years, just like he talks about Roger Goodell in the worst light with Tom Brady because he's a huge New England Patriots fan as well. Um, Now, there's a little controversy here because people are saying he was never banned. One Fox comes out says he's never banned, then somebody else said he wasn't banned. What's your thoughts on this? Have you seen this?
Yeah, I was looking into it earlier. It's like Ohio State saying they didn't ban him, Fox is saying they didn't ban him, the stadium saying that they didn't ban him, but yeah, he's not. It's like a he said she said thing. I mean, I would not be surprised if somebody was like, I would kindly request that you not attend because you're a Michigan fan. Um, I don't know. Maybe somebody put some pressure on him. I have no idea, but I feel like everybody publicly saying like we didn't. Well, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. So I don't know. It's it's interesting. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a huge Michigan Ohio State rivalry person. I think that's kind of still a bit stupid. But if I had to choose between Ohio State and Michigan, I like Michigan better.
Oh yeah, I definitely like Michigan
But
100% better.
yeah,
I think, it's interesting. I think, potentially he might have been banned early on. And when he said something, there was that whole pushback. And they're like, and it's all of a sudden like, oh, I didn't say this. What are you talking about? I didn't do this. It's an image sort of thing. Look, I think if you ban certain people from a stadium just because they don't like you, like in this case, he's a Michigan guy and he can't stand Ohio State over their rivalry. He's been very critical of Ohio State and some of the moves and games and things that have happened. It's like it's so stupid to ban him, especially if that ever happened, but more so to ever think that's acceptable out of just banning anybody from coming to a game. Now it's a different story if you're Michigan's guy that learned the call signals and he's on the sideline and he's studying it. I can get that. I understand why you ban somebody like that from a stadium, but in this circumstance, it's just dumb. If they actually did it, the controversy behind it is actually pretty dumb. But I think it's always funny because Dave Portnoy always in the middle of like some sort of controversy one way or another.
well, he's an
Like
ugly looking ferret. So I
hey,
mean,
he's
not
worth a lot of
surprised.
money, so sometimes sometimes looks doesn't mean anything. I actually met him before in New York City in Chelsea Market. He's not that big of a guy. He's a very small guy. And Chris, you always talk about me being small. No,
All the
he's
short people have the biggest personalities because they have to overcompensate. It happens.
well, yeah. The other thing I find funny actually about this though is so Pat McAfee goes to the other network, and now all of a sudden Fox is like big noon kickoff. We gotta one up them, so let's sign a deal with Dave Portnoy for Barstool. It's like they're trying to hit a new audience now,
We have to.
and
Yeah.
oh yeah, they're trying to hit a new audience, and Dave Portnoy is the other big personality. And that's the only way they can counter the other networks.
Yeah, but
So,
he's not even on the same level as McAfee. I mean, that's two different stratospheres.
oh,
Uh,
100%, I agree with
I
you.
think I think I've watched McAfee. Obviously, I've not spent too much time watching Portnoy, but he does not have any problem staying impartial. So like it's pretty clear when you watch Pat McAfee. Obviously, he's a Colts fan, but and he's a Pittsburgh. He grew up in Pittsburgh, but he doesn't have any problem being impartial. I haven't watched a lot of Portnoy, but judging by the what little I read beforehand, it seems like maybe he struggles to be impartial, and that's where the issue comes through. They're worried that he can't broadcast a game without throwing shade at Ohio State because he's a Michigan fan.
See, I don't have problems. Like obviously everybody has their bias, right? So
Yeah,
if it's a Michigan game, you have to assume that he's going to be biased towards Michigan. The thing I like about McAfee is his personality is a little bit different. The way he explains things, the way he does things, just are in a more lighter tone, in a way that he has fun in a different way, and also his insights. he's a football player. He understands the circle. He understands the dynamics behind it. He knows the type of questions to ask the other panel members. He knows how to articulate things, but he also knows how to play to the audience in a different way. I think Dave Portnoy's it goes towards a very small segment of viewers and that audience. So it's going to be interesting to see actually if he's able to reach all those other audiences, if he's able to bring viewership, attention to Fox in this regards. So it's yet to be seen. But going back to the main issue of being banned, Ohio State, it would be a petty move to ban him. And I hope this is not true because I think as a fan, if even if you're a Michigan fan or Ohio State fan, you should still go see the game. You should still have some fun and enjoy the game. He's going to talk bad about you afterwards, but it's all in light. It's all in fun.
Yeah, it doesn't really speak to like good sportsmanship if you can't listen to the other side's argument, right?
Yeah, yeah. All right, let's stop talking about Dave Portnoy and let's talk about my major topic, Anthony Volpe. We are going to talk about the Yankees shortstop who I
Supposed to
think.
be the next coming of Jeter.
Yeah, so I'm really skeptical. This is the problem with the New York Yankees, and it's most teams. When you have a superstar for so many years, you already play you put a young talent out there, but you put him into this limelight, and you're trying to have him perform in the shadow of the other stars. So Volpe had a lot of spotlight and a lot of praise. He's the next Jeter. He's young. He's a good defensive player. He can hit, and a lot of pressure was put on him, and he has just not performed at all. I mean, offensively, defensively, in every right. And I understand it's New York. We want to win championships every year. We want to have a best team, but also we want to have the next Jeter. We want to have our captain. We want to. That's how we always found our identity on the Yankees is by knowing we had a solid player in Jeter. So I feel bad for Volpe because he has just not performed. But I think the Yankees have to turn around and say, hey, we have a problem here. He is not the shortstop of the future, okay? We need to find our next player, our next shortstop that can fit in, that can do something. Because right now, he is not playing there. And I got to be honest with you, watching these fucking games at him at shortstop, I can't watch the fucking games anymore. I just can't. He can't hit for shit. His hips come out. His hands are all over the place when he's at bat. Can't hit a fucking curveball off speed because he's already lunging. It's like he's just throwing his hands out there. It's fucking horrible. At shortstop, first of all, he's not a shortstop. He's more of a second baseman because his arm strength really ain't there. Okay? Second thing, he's got horrible footwork at shortstop. He looks like he's fucking fumbling around over there. Anybody that plays or understands baseball looks at that. His arm slot when he's throwing across the diamond sometimes makes me think he's going to have long-term arm problems. It's for me, it's hard to watch. He's batting this year like 204. He's consistently hit around 200. Okay, his first year in the league at 22, 209. His second year in the league, he batted 243. Okay, improvement. This year, 204, not cutting it. Now we're gonna go on the defensive side of the ball. Chris, you're not gonna fucking speak because I'm talking baseball right now. I'm letting it all out. Now, defensively on the defensive side of the ball, my man is making more errors out of nowhere than he's making more errors, and it's just gotta fucking stop. I mean, it is ridiculous. I believe he's at 17 errors this year so far, which is, I'll be honest, it's fucking horrible. And some of these errors are
Well,
preventable.
the
Like he's
season's far from over.
Yeah, and so he made 17 errors his first year, 16 errors last year, 17 errors this year. Now, it's inexcusable. It's inexcusable. You can't be making these errors. And some of them are like the most, or some of the easiest plays. It's him throwing the ball over positions. And we're not even going to talk about the errors. It's the mental lapse also at shortstop. Like the other day in Boston series, you got a ball to him. He threw to fucking second base when there was a guy on second base, and basically there was no force play. You should have thrown the ball at first base, but he was just not there. And I think this is a problem right now because he's in his head. He's
Oh,
all over the
100%.
place.
Yeah.
Now, I've talked really bad about him in those facets, but I will say a good thing. He plays hard, and that's why I feel bad here. Is you can see he has heart and he has desire, and he's playing hard. He steals. He's running every ground ball out. He's running every pop up out. Okay, he's playing. If you watch him at the end of the game, his jersey is dirty. He's always doing something. But sometimes playing hard doesn't equate to
Yeah.
results. And right now, there are no results. So, more of the story, I think the Yankees got to move on or move him to second or figure out their next position. Or he's not hitting at the major league level. He's just not. So that indicates he's not a major league talent at this point.
Yeah, I saw it said like 1 for 29. He's 1 for 29 his last 30 at bats,
Hmm.
which is,
Yeah, he's batting 204.
yeah, it's
Okay,
crazy.
so okay, he has 18 home runs this year. Okay, you're playing in Yankee Stadium where the fucking down the line is like 315. Okay, I think my godson can hit maybe 10. Okay, it's it's one of those things. Like it's take the home runs out of the equation. You're still batting 204. Okay, you still struck out 123 times this year out of 461 appearances. That's a high rate right there as well. Okay, it gets me frustrated because everybody thinks, oh, he's the next Jeter, this, that. He's young. We're putting him up. Okay, you give him some leeway because he has to adapt. Because Major League Baseball is different from minor league baseball. Triple A is usually not the best league anymore. I believe it's Double A. Most of the time, talent comes from Double A. He. I'm gonna tell you right now, might have to move him down, get his confidence back, make him work on things, and see if he can come back up. Because right now he is not a major league player, and that hurts me because he just works so hard at it.
Yeah, so I read an article about what Aaron Boone was saying. Basically, he's like, I mean, the guy works his ass off, just not showing up on the field sucks.
Yeah, but the problem is you can work your ass off all day long, and I no doubt about it. He did it his first year, he did it his second year, and he did it his third year. And at some point, you turn around and say, you can work your ass off, but you still have to perform. Sometimes working your ass off, you just can't perform at that level. Your talent's not there. And right now, to me, his talent is not there. Like he can't hit major league pitching. There was a great pitcher in the major leagues, okay? And people don't know him. He's a local New York guy. You might have heard of him, maybe not, but he was a closer for the St. Louis Cardinals. His name was Jason Mott. Okay, he threw 100 plus miles per hour. Jason Mott was a catcher, okay, that got drafted out of Iona College and was phenomenal defensively. He won awards in the St. Louis Cardinals organization. He had a hose of an arm. I mean, this guy could his pop time the way he threw. Couldn't hit. He couldn't hit. So what did he try to do? He realized, okay, I can't hit. Let me use the attributes that work to my best ability. And he realized
Learn how to
he had
pitch.
he learned how to pitch and he made the major leagues as a pitcher. Right now, Volpe has to either change some things about his approach. I can tell you right now, his high kick, his lunging, his inability to hit off speed pitches, always throwing his hands out. It is not working, and he might have to go back down to the minor leagues and work on his approach because it is fucking not working. And to tell you the truth, as a baseball player watching this, okay, knowing multiple major league baseball players, this is a problem. It's a fundamental thing. His hitting is a fundamental thing, and he needs to work on it. He needs to get Kevin Long in there. He needs to find somebody. He needs to find a hitting coach to help him out, change his approach, and work on it. The same way Aaron Judge did it when he was struggling. The same way Stanton does it. Stanton used to have an open stance. Now it's completely closed. It's not a step. Now it's literally just him and his approach because he knows how strong he is and he hits the ball. Volpe's got to change it. And this is the other thing. I don't think he's going to last long anymore with the Yankees in the major leagues. All right, I talked 12, 13 minutes about the Yankees. I'll wrap it up. More of the story is Yankees right now need to find a solution at shortstop. Anyway, next topic.
I was gonna say before we leave, you think he's gonna think he's going to be a Yankee for very long? Or you think they're going to cut him?
They're going to put him on a short leash. And what I mean by that is right now, since he came back from being benched, he's not hitting the ball. They've already moved one of the players over to shortstop defensively. Look, if you could get a guy that bats 220, or let's say it's 205, but gets on base through walks, hits pitch, whatever the case, he steals bases, he creates on the base path. The Yankees will do that. But I think when it comes to Volpe, I truly believe they're going to continue to keep him in the major leagues, see if he improves. But if this slump keeps going, he ain't going to be there long. I
Hmm.
gotta be honest with you. Major leagues is not about defense anymore. It's about offensive performance and production, and he is not performing. So he's in his 6 year period of the Major League Baseball club owning his or having ownership over him. So he could go back down to the minors. He hasn't really had his 3 years of MLB service, so he could go back
Right.
down to the minors. So I think that might be an option if he continues to struggle, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's what they do.
Hmm. Hopefully he plays better.
Okay, everybody, we are going to discuss another topic as it relates to the Ohio State Texas game that's coming up in week one, baby. We got number one Texas versus Ohio State, who is number three. All right, Chris, why don't you take us into this because I just talked for about 15 minutes about how much Anthony Volpe sucks and I
I
feel bad.
am so fucking excited about this because there is only one thing that I was really hoping would come back because of the 16 team playoffs, and that is marquee matchups early on in the season, non conference, right?
Mm-hmm.
And because, like, back in the day, remember, like, there's always, one or two games in the first three games of the season that were like big games between top five matchups. They're non conference games, and you're like, oh man, this is, I can actually watch the first. I feel like sometimes college football, the first 3 weeks are like preseason in NFL. Like nobody's playing anybody. They're all cupcake games. There's no games to watch. There's no ranked games.
Yeah.
And then that was because I think BCS, it got so competitive that only four teams made it, and anytime you played a big game and lost early in the season, you're screwed, right?
Yeah.
And so, okay, we go to 16 teams. Great, awesome. Let's do this. And now we have these big fucking non-conference matchups again. We have a number one versus a number three. We got the best high school quarterback in a long time starting finally, and I want to watch this game, right? I mean, I don't want to watch the Oregon Iona State or whatever game they're playing, whoever it is, right? It's some Division 2 team. It's not. It probably isn't even FBS 1, but whatever. It doesn't matter. And so I'm excited. I really hope that this trend continues. That as we go forth, we start to see these like big marquee matchups that have like college football ramifications, like championship ramifications for throughout the whole season. I'm really tired of watching the best games of the season are all in conference and they're all like the rivalry games at the end of the season. And there's like no real like critical matchups down the stretch. Obviously, last year Georgia Texas was probably the biggest one. Oregon Ohio State was a pretty big one. But outside of that, I mean, I don't remember seeing a lot of like really really crucial marquee matchup games, and especially not in the first 3 weeks.
So I think you hit it on the head. I think you actually going to have a difference now, based on last year's like kind of college football like championship series. You can have more than one loss and still make it.
100%.
And now,
Yeah.
so now you're going to see, I think, better scheduling. So you're going to see
100%.
early season tests, and hence why you have Texas versus Ohio State. By the way, everybody, this game is being played at Ohio State. It's not at Texas. Now, it would have been pretty funny to watch this game being played later in the season when it's like 5 degrees in Ohio State. Because I'm going to tell you right now, if that game happened later in the season, Ohio State is going to kick the shit out of Texas because Texas would never know how to play in cold weather. The same way Tennessee got blown out by Ohio State last year in the cold weather. There's just elements that are of these teams that they play in better. So let's go to this game. So first off, last time these both teams matched up, obviously January 11th, they played at ATT Stadium. Ohio State won 28-14. And the other time before that, believe it or not, was back in 2009, where Texas beat Ohio State. This is back-to-back years. I don't want to say back-to-back years, but this is back-to-back matchups. So the unique thing about this game, though, I think, is I like Texas and I like Arch Manning, but Texas might have a couple of players that are out that might be heavily impacted. Offensive guard Andre Kojo is out for the season. He had a knee injury. You have C.J. Baxter, the halfback for Texas, that potentially could be out. You have wide receiver Ryan Wingo, who could potentially be out because of personal matters. And then you have Trevor Gooseby, because I can't pronounce a fucking word or somebody's name, who's dealing with a hand injury. So all those players potentially can be out, and those are players that can really change the game. Ohio State really only has Edric Houston that might be out because he's dealing with a right knee injury. I think I think this game's going to be a fun game. I think it's actually going to be a little bit high scoring. Eh, but everybody keeps praising Arch Manning, Arch Manning, Arch Manning, like he's God's gift to football. I hate to say this, Arch Manning really hasn't made him. It hasn't proven a damn thing. He hasn't really played in a game. He hasn't really he's played. Okay, he played in a game against UTEP or
He
whatever
showed
or
he
whatever.
showed some things last year whenever they put him in, but not he didn't really throw the football very much.
Yeah, but he has to prove himself.
Oh yeah,
And
100%.
and he comes from great lineages and you can see him during the games. He looks like he feels comfortable. But until I see him as an everyday performer, I see enough tape on him. I'm gonna say like he's probably gonna be better. He's probably gonna be good. But right now the jury's still out. We still don't know if he's gonna be a good player. Okay? The one thing the Steve S is going to do for him is he's going to put him in a good situation to get his confidence going early on in this game. And they always run those short screens. They already run, like quick routes, slants, outs to get the ball going because some of those small early completions get the confidence going. So he's going to have some really good schemes in this game. Um, Ohio State,
Starting a freshman,
starting a
first
freshman.
start.
I believe Ohio State is the has the I think are favored by two if I remember.
I
I
didn't
think
look
they're
at the I
favored.
didn't look at the
Yeah,
spread.
I haven't looked, but I believe the last time I saw, it was yada yada. Anyways, but it's going to be an interesting game. But the pressure is going to be on Arch Manning. There are going to be a lot of lights. Let's see if he comes. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I have to go with Arch Manning over the freshman on this one. Sark, I think, is a better coach than whatever clown shoes his name is.
Ryan Day?
Yeah, I hate Ryan Day. I don't know why I don't like Ryan Day.
I don't think he's a clown. I think he's a pretty good coach.
I'm not a fan. Just not a fan at all.
Oh, because
Anyways,
he whipped your ass last year.
well, that's a whole nother argument. I mean, I really hate the whole sitting for a month and then trying to play a college football game. That's just, anyways. I never really liked him. I never liked Day. I never really liked kind of the way he coaches and the way he does things. I mean, Michigan, they should never have lost to Michigan last year. That was 100% coaching. And if you can't get your team fired up to play a non-ranked rivalry game and not compete, then that's coaching. That has nothing to do with the players because they had talent for days. I don't think Ohio State. I think Ohio State comes out flat. I know Ryan, like I said, because I don't think Ryan Day is a very good coach, and I think Arch Manning has just enough experience and talent to make it. I think it'll be 14-0 before we are really sure we know what's going on. I think in the
You're talking
fourth
about
quarter.
You're
I
talking
th-
about Texas early on.
yeah, yeah, but I think
Yeah.
in the fourth quarter it'll end up still being relatively competitive. I think the freshmen will, the team will get their shit together. I don't think they end up winning though. I think Texas is going to pull it out. But
I think Texas has some real talent,
oh,
and
they're yeah.
I think Texas has some real talent, and Ohio State has talent, but it's a different type of
Well,
talent.
their best player is a wide receiver.
Well, that's the
So
whole thing. So you
that's
have to
yeah,
get him the ball,
yeah.
and that's going to be an issue. Sometimes you can shade over towards him. You could do schemes where you're spying him. You have people on
Oh,
him.
they're
You
going to
know,
spy him the whole
the,
game. I mean, and
yeah,
maybe it works, maybe it doesn't.
yeah.
But
So the
yeah,
key thing also is you have a freshman at quarterback. So how is he going to react in the light? In the light, you
won't know
never,
until
you don't know. So the whole thing
yeah.
with these both of these teams is you have some unprovens, but Texas has got some. They got, I mean, talent on both sides of the
That's
ball.
why college football is so much more fun to watch sometimes. I mean,
Yeah, you never know what's going to happen. But I think Texas' head coach, he's great at scheming, and I think they're going to be prepared. Texas should have never lost last year's game, and quite honestly, their quarterback last year, I don't know why he was starting. At a certain point, that guy should have been out of there. You should have thrown Arch Manning in. He was hurting them more than helping them.
yeah.
Um, and they really should have won last year. This year, to be honest with you, if Arch is what they say he is, good luck Ohio State because and good luck SEC because they have the talent all around,
Yeah.
and if he is because all he has to be is slightly better than Quinn, and
Which is not that hard.
it's not that hard.
He threw some good balls, but he was very, very inconsistent.
So my whole thing with Quinn is how the fuck did he go from his freshman year to that last year? I mean, like there was a real regression throughout his career, and he looked so uncomfortable. He looked like shit. Like he was second guessing himself. He made bad reads. He wasn't. I'm not even gonna go into it. He's not even in this game. But long story short, Arch Manning, there's a lot of pressure on him. But I also think his uncles help him. I also think
Oh yeah.
like there are people involved, schemes to talk with him. They work with him. I think he's going to be more prepared, even though he's young. I think that he's got to. How do I say? He's got to perform, but more so, I think it's a confidence thing. I think he needs to get his confidence going early, and once he gets his confidence going early, I think goodbye.
Yeah, if they win this game, they're gonna be on a roll. It's gonna be tough to beat them.
Hmm. And if Ohio State loses this game, I guarantee Dave Portnoy is going to get banned for the rest of eternity. He's never allowed back.
I hope they fire Jason Day. That's my hope, but whatever.
Is it Jason Day or Ryan Day?
Whatever. Ryan Day, clown
I
shoes.
I think his name's Ryan Day. Okay,
Yeah,
just
Jason
FYI.
Day's a golfer. All right,
I was
I
just
know.
gonna say
Yeah,
Jason Day's a golfer.
yeah. I
All
can't
right.
remember his name because I don't like him. So
Yeah, he beat your Oregon like
speaking of
15
golf,
times. Speaking of golf, let's go to our next topic. Why don't you take it over, Chris?
so really happy for Tommy. He's a journeyman player. He's been close a lot of times. Seems like, from all accounts, seems like a great dude. And then pulled out the win. I saw something that was like, oh well, if Scotty still had the 10 strokes, like they did in the past, he would have won by one. And I'm like, that kind of means that Tommy Fleetwood played really well. If in order for Scotty to win, he would have needed 10 strokes. Like
Hmm.
then I feel like that means Tommy had a pretty good round of golf, a couple rounds of golf. So he played well. He deserved the win. Obviously, $10 million is a lot for everybody. And then, of course, he's one of three now. Patrick Cantlay, Bobby Horschel, and Tommy Fleetwood are the three people that have won the FedEx Cup that have never won a major. So interesting that they can somehow put it together for 4 rounds of golf, basically, for four tournaments, but not able to do it for the big tournaments. I'm not sure what that means exactly, but happy for him. It was fun to watch. Glad to see to pull it out. Obviously, I was rooting for Scotty, but Scotty's won plenty this year. So
Yeah, he's done okay. So the thing I like about this is if you pay attention to golf, you know who Tommy Fleetwood is. He's always like everybody in the tour talks about him and his personality and how he's a nice guy. If you ever watch any of the YouTube videos of him where he's turning around, he's playing golf with like either the Barstool guys or Good or any of those like YouTube content creators, he seems like a really cool, great guy. On tour, watching him play, he goes streaky. So
Yeah.
he can be hot and then he can be cold. And there's like kind of no in between game sometimes when you're watching him. For him to win this, I'm actually very happy for him because I've watched a lot of golf and I've watched him be so close in some of these events.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, he's so close. Like I believe it was in the US Open. I think it was like he finished fourth, and then the following year he finished second. And then the Masters tournament, I think he tied for third, if I remember correctly. Like he's always just there. So to see him win this, it was really good. Like in all honesty, though, I watched the course. It didn't look too challenging. The course, like it
Well,
played to him.
-23. Yeah,
Yeah,
that means it wasn't that hard.
it it
Yeah.
also played to him in the way that he plays. Like so, at the end of the day, I'm happy for him, Tommy Fleetwood. I just really, really wish that the newspapers will stop writing stupid articles about his wife not being there for him to collect $10 million to celebrate with him. Shut the fuck up, okay, about that. He just won this tournament. Stop talking about his wife. Talk about him winning and the success and the road. Instead, you're writing things for fucking clicks. So stop doing it.
Yeah, you don't know. You know what's going on there. I mean, maybe she had something going on. Maybe she. I mean, how do you know that you're gonna win, right? So yeah.
Yeah, like it's like this one thing, like, oh, hold on, let's talk. Where's Tommy Fleetwood's wife? Let's take a photo of her. Let's not even watch the event, okay? Let's not sit there and be like, oh, he's winning. Oh, he's coming down to the last hole. Oh, look, he's got the lead. Like, no, we're looking for her in the crowd. Be like, okay, where is she? Where is she? Oh, she's got Gucci shoots on. Oh, look at that. Look at that Louis bag. Or like, it's like, come on, like, give the guy his due. Stop writing articles, dumb articles. You don't know his life, but like, maybe she doesn't want to be in the limelight. You never know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I feel like a lot of people that want to get in on these events and stuff, they have to talk about other things because they have no idea what they're talking about when they talk about golf. It's like I feel like it's the same thing with Taylor Swift. Everybody's talking about Taylor. By the way, she got engaged or something. I didn't even know that. I found
Wait,
out from
what?
coworkers. Yeah, apparently they're engaged now. I don't know.
That's bullshit.
Some
That's
coworkers were
bullshit.
talking about it. I'm like, what the fuck? And it's like, can we not talk about football? Like, who the fuck cares? You know, like, can we
Dude,
talk about sports? Like, and I feel like it's the people that have never played sports that talk about all this fucking random bullshit. Like, if you've played sports, like you're interested in the sport. You're not interested in some bullshit drama that's going on behind the scenes. Like, there's always drama and everything. So who cares? I mean,
so since you bring up Taylor Swift, I have to say this. I can't stand Taylor Swift. She is such a pain in the ass. She's such a seeker, like attention seeker. But the best thing was during one of I think it was, I forgot what game it was, but the announcer said something. No, it was an article where they said Taylor Swift's like boyfriend, and it was supposed to be a sports fucking article. Like, do me a favor. Like, NFL, we know you're trying to get more attention and like viewership or whatever, and it's like, oh, the Taylor Swift thing. Come on, bro. Do you see Travis Kelsey's like past girlfriends? Like, have you
oh
actually like
yeah, have
seen
you
this?
watched any of his? I mean, he's a fucking playboy who's just banging his way through everything, and then all
Yeah,
of a
but
sudden he's
but but
like
look at
cleaned
his
his act up.
girlfriends. Yeah, but look at his girlfriends, dude. It's like night and day from him, like with Taylor Swift. Also, I'm not gonna lie, um, the personalities look completely different. After they won the Super Bowl, she looked a little awkward in that environment. And then I watched the like viral video of Kendrick Lamar where she was at like an award ceremony and he was singing, he was rapping "Not Like Us," and she was trying to dance along to it and looked like she had no rhythm whatsoever. And then you see Travis Kelsey in the fucking end zone. He's got rhythm. Like I think he's an Ohio boy. He's got rhythm. Like he knows. He knows what he's doing, and you definitely know he's in the club. He's like, with everybody hanging out. She went to the club. Hey, the same types of club he goes to. He's like, she ain't hanging there.
I mean, the best thing that's going to happen in the NFL is when Travis Kelsey retires. We never have to talk about Taylor Swift again. Be the best thing that ever happened.
No, because somehow, some way, she'll get involved some way.
No, she'll have to
Somehow,
date.
some way.
If she ends up dating somebody else in the NFL, I'm gonna be so pissed.
No, you know what she'll do? She'll write an album. She'll write a song about it. Mm.
Yeah, it's like, hey, Travis Kelsey, if you retire, great. I'm happy for you. Just don't fucking bring your girlfriend to the goddamn football games. We don't want to talk about Taylor Swift while we're watching football anymore. Thank you.
Dude, and it goes to the like camera crews and the networks.
Oh my
If I see
god.
another network, every time he makes a catch, they pan it to her.
Yeah, it's so
I'm like,
stupid.
shut the
Like, shut the
fuck up.
fuck up. Who
Like nobody,
cares?
like I was literally at a bar where like I think it was on 52nd, 51st. I can't remember. It was on Midtown East. But anyways, I was at a bar where everybody started throwing shit.
Yeah.
Like when she came on
Nobody
the
wants to
TV
see that shit.
every
Nobody that watches sports wants to see that shit.
yeah, it's just like enough's enough. But anyways, we deviated from the topic and our conversation because we really showed how we really feel about
Yeah.
Taylor Swift and Travis Kelsey.
I hope they're happy. Congratulations. But get the fuck out of the NFL.
Okay, I hope because I'm new on this positivity stuff. I wish them well.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I hope everything is well with them, and I'm happy for them. Do I think it's a serious like marriage? I do not. But if they truly are in love, I wish the best for them. But I hope Travis Kelsey has a great year this year. Not really, but anyways. Thanks everybody for watching. We're gonna wrap it up now. We went through all of our topics. We went on a couple of rants. I ranted about Anthony Volpe on the New York Yankees. Chris didn't rant on anything. He just allowed me to rant, and then
I
he
ranted a
added
little
a
bit
little.
about Taylor and Travis at the end there.
Yeah, you did. You did. I'll give you that one. But anyways, thanks everybody for watching. We appreciate all the love. Make sure you like, you subscribe. Make sure you also go on to our YouTube channel, subscribe. Chris does a great job with the reels. Tune in
Ricardo's doing
tomorrow.
most of that now.
Oh, Ricardo is? Okay. Make sure you give us some feedback. Let us know what you think about the articles, what you think about the reels and the episodes. Don't forget tomorrow we have the main podcast, Almost Patriots, 7
7
p.m.
p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m.
Peace.
Pacific.
I
White
can't
Claw
believe,
is not good for your articulation, my
dude.
friend.
I had a lot of transfusions of White Claws today. We're just living the dream.
Yeah.
Make sure you tune in tomorrow. Listen to us. We got a bunch of different topics. We're going to talk about some more serious stuff as it relates to the economy. We'll talk about a little bit of South Park, Intel, and some beautiful, beautiful things regarding stock market, MIT, and we have my new segment where we're talking about Positivity Corner. Anyways,
Positivity.
anyways, everybody, thanks for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe and like, and have a good one. Stay safe, and everybody be safe out there with everything that's going on. All right, have a good one. I'm Mike from New York, Chris
Peace
from
outside.
Indiana. Don't ever do that again. Everybody have a good one.
Hi, good night, everybody.